Hello, good morning everyone. This is just a brief review on how to use markers to copy and execute signals. When we have an indicator like this, where the signals are plots, those little triangles are plots from an indicator like this, where the plots are those, signal up, signal down. And also the indicator works without the option tick replay. So if we reload NinjaScript, everything is okay, no problem. So this is very simple. We just copy the plots with markers copy. Markers copy. Choose a name, for example, longs. And on input series, we place the indicator and the plot. In this case, the indicator is Woody's trend. Woody's trend, and I select which one of the plots, signal up, for example. Okay, and if I click on apply, I should get a dot of this size. Let's make it bigger so we can see it. And the dot is overlapping the signal. That means that we don't need the original indicator anymore because we already have the signals copied, okay? And now we can do the same with the shorts. We can select, right-click, copy, and select, right-click, paste. So now I have two longs, which is an error. So we need to fix that. So because we have two markers copy with the same name. Now the following is shorts, and this is a different plot. Instead of signal up, signal down. Okay, and now we have the dots on the red. We can change the color, but this is just for visual. Usually we don't want to see the signals. We make them really small, or even we don't show the copied line. So it is invisible now. But now we have the fast signals longs, or in fact we have the variables longs, not a fast signal, okay? A variable. A variable cannot trigger markers. And shorts, okay? If I use it as a fast signal, then I can trigger markers with that. We set fast signal mode, and here we set longs and shorts, okay? But those are fast signals, so the copy should be set as a fast signal, both. But if I use them as a variable, then we can still create fast signals to move markers. For example, go long and go short. How can I do that? How can I convert a variable to a fast signal? Because this is a variable with values non-available, NA, and sometimes we get a value here or here. Okay. I can do this. I can use a logic, marker logic, where I can detect if longs, the name of this variable, longs, is different than 0, greater than 0, it doesn't matter, greater than 0. When this is true, I paint the background in green, and I also create a fast signal, go long. Okay? So the better doing this, we can add more options, like for example, I don't know, maybe that also the bar is green and close 0 is greater than open 0, which is usually, well, not this one. This is red, this is doji, and this is green. If I click on OK, then only this one remains. So it has more options. Copying as a variable and using a logic to create a fast signal. Okay, this is the easy part. Now let's go to something more complex. Let's say that we have something like this. This is an indicator, the Orderflows Trader, that first of all has a lot of plots. Okay, a lot of plots. So if we want to execute one of those longs, we need to copy that long. But it is a little more complex. This indicator, as most of order flow indicators, work with tick replay on. Okay, because if we turn this off, I usually use this in off because it is faster. Okay, if we use this in off, when I reload NinjaScript, then I only get the last bar. I need to wait for the market to move until it paints. How can I deal with that? Very simple. And we did a video with Mike Baltos to explain how to work without using tick replay because it is faster. No, we can use market replay and set playback the current day only. The default is this one. Okay. So now if I click on go to and select the time, the date and time where I want to go, it will replay all the day and to this hour. For example, and because it is doing a playback tick by tick, then it is going to work. So this is the way on how we can get an indicator that only works with tick replay without using tick replay. Now we can see that this indicator has a lot of signals, but the process is exactly the same. We need to choose which one of the plots we want to copy or execute, and then copy them. For example, let's say that I want to copy these three signals. Which are those three? We can use the data box. And on this bar, there are three plots with values. Let me take a copy of that. Okay, so now I have this. So I need this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, so I need to copy those plots. Let's see how we can do that. Because we need to detect these three signals, okay? So very simple. If we want to just detect and execute, we can copy as a fast signal. But if we want to do something more complex, like for example, any of these or all of these must be present and something else, then we copy as variables. Let's say I want to execute an order only if the three exist, okay? And then we can do something similar if one of them exists, okay? First of all, I need to copy the three signals I need. So copy, the same as we did before, okay? Markers copy. I think I have this already. Yes, I forgot I had it. Here I am copying. It doesn't matter. Let's do everything again. I was testing before. Okay, a new copy. Now, usually I need to copy in the same way at bar close or at each tick as the indicator works. This indicator, of course, works intrabar. So we need to copy at each tick. I guess it is working. Yes, it works at each tick. So we need to copy at each tick. Now, let's say we want to copy exhaustion prints cell. EPS or whatever you want to use. And I am not going to copy as a fast signal, as a variable. Okay. So I select the indicator, Orderflows Trader, and let's find that plot. It is at the bottom. Here are all the plots. This indicator has a lot of plots. Exhaustion prints by. No, cell. This one. And I want to copy. We can show a dot, but it will be a mess. For this example, because this indicator has so many signals on the chart, let's try to paint something like a bar. You can choose whatever you want, but let's place a bar on a second panel, okay? New panel. If I click on OK, it is a refresh. So everything is lost. Nothing is shown on the screen because this indicator needs a high field, needs tick replay. But markers copy cannot copy using tick replay. Okay, so we need to take that into account. It is copying real time. So real time is going to work. And if we want to be sure, we can do the same that we did before. Go to OK. So it prints, it replays all the day. And we have a bar each time there is one of those signals. Okay. Is one of these three. Now, you may say, why I have a signal here? Because this indicator is copying intrabar and those signals appear and disappear while the bar is painting. So that depends on what you want to do. If while the current bar is painting, this triangle appears and I want to execute that, even if after the bar the signal is deleted, then I copy at intrabar. I also can copy the previous finished bar. This is another method where we can copy one bar ago. Okay? So we are copying intrabar, but the previous bar is already finished. So we are sure that the signal is still present. Let's click on OK. Now let's do the same. Maybe if we go just to make it faster, let's draw only the first hour of the day, 6 a.m. Okay. So now we have confirmed signals. Okay. So this means that this signal is confirmed. This signal is confirmed. Take into account that this indicator can paint and remove indicators. So that means that at the end of the bar, when this bar is starting, this signal still remains. Okay. Now we can do the same with the other indicator. So I can copy and paste again. So we do the same with the other, no? With the other plots. Now we have 3 plots with the same name, which is incorrect. Okay, let's fix that. So this is EPS, exhaustion prints cell. Then we need 0 prints cell. 0 print cell. And the plot is 0 print cell. Okay. Okay. And on the panel, this is on the panel, on a new panel. So I have 0 print cell. This is EPS. And then the last one is order flow ratio PX something. It is the fourth. First, second, third, and fourth. Order flow ratio something. Order flow ratio cell something. Let's see the plots. And this is on a new panel. And let's take a look at the plots. This one must be. Yes, order flow ratio PX by cell. Defense cell must be. Because this is the fourth in the line. Okay. Perfect. Now we have a CPS on panel number 2 and then new panels. Okay, no problem. Okay, now we have 3 panels, one for each signal. We can place all together or just not using panels, but let's see what we can do. I need to review again all the signals. Let's go to 6 a.m. Okay, it doesn't matter. It can draw all the day. It is a lot faster than reloading using tick replay. We can play back all the whole day in a few seconds. So now each one of those plots is a confirmed signal at bar close that of each one of those 3 signals. This one is 0 print cell. This is EPS, this one, and this is the other. We have a confluence here. That means that the previous bar has the 3 signals. Okay. Now here we have 2, only 2, and that you have the 2 signals. And here only 1, this one. Okay. Now you can do whatever you want with this because you can create a logic where if this or this or this execute along, or if this and this and this execute along, or a short, sorry, those are short signals. Let's see both. Okay. For example, we can do a logic Let's execute at each tick. And my variables are CPS, and they are written here. Okay, so on my logic, I can place CPS on the current bar is greater than 0, and EPS on the current bar is greater than 0, and ORS on the current bar is greater than 0. When this is true, paint the background in green. Okay, and this is working intrabar. I am looking at the variables on the current bar, but the variables were copied one bar ago. Okay, let's see how it works. Again, we need to refresh. Here we have a confluence. The three signals appear. Another one. We can execute this as bar close or at each tick. Okay. Don't worry about this. That means that on the current bar, CPS has no value, which is correct. Okay. On this bar, none of the variables have value. The result is NA, non-available. This is the meaning of this error or warning. If I want to execute an order, I can create a fast signal, go long, and then add a markers, executing, go long and go short. Okay. Now let's say I want to execute an order if any of the signals is true. So we have a lot of signals, no? Now we can go to indicators, and we change the logic, and we only need to replace AND by OR. Okay. Let's see if it works, because maybe the non-available is avoiding that. That's correct. You can see when we have one signal not working, then we have an error. When we have an error, we don't have a signal. How can we solve that? Because the signals that we are copying have a value or a non-available result. Let's wait for this to finish. Those signals have a value or a non-available. So we need to replace the non-available by 0. Okay? And we can use this option where when we copy, we replace non-available by 0 on the 3 of them. Now let's see what happens, because now we get zeros and a bar. Let's try to play back again. Go to, okay. And there you have it. If any of the signals is true, then we have a signal. We are executing, or we are ready to trigger an order if any of them is true. We only need to replace the non-available by 0. Okay, I think we are covering almost all the possible options, and even more, because you can add more logic here. Like, for example, that a moving average is going up, or the price is above or below a moving average, whatever. If you need more info, contact me on the chat room that we have on Discord. The access is free and the instructions are on the description of this video. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.